I travelled to an unheard village at Mount Pantokrator in Corfu, a quiet place where monasteries touch the sky and olive trees blanket the hills. It's a place where the sunset offers the most magnificent views of the whole of Greece. So where is this village that no one talks about, and what is so special about it? Do watch until the end to find out all about this mysterious village.
Yeah, I think it was because I think because this had come up on top of it.
Once upon a Wednesday afternoon during the summer of 2025, I jumped upon the leopard minibus on the island of Corfu. I headed high up into the Mount Pantokrator hills towards a village that no one knows about. My curiosity was an overdrive as I wondered about what kind of village hides this far away from the main road. Tucked away between mountains and sea, why was it so special? Upon arrival at the village, I realised that this was Greece stripped back. Not curated, not staged, just still. The name of the village was Old Perithia. It was a village that whispered, and I knew that if I was quiet enough, it would tell me its story. Old Perithia was built in order to protect the local people from pirates. During the 14th century, the residents survived by farming sheep and collecting olives. As time passed by, life became increasingly difficult for the villagers as they faced difficulties with accessing water, roads and shops. So for that reason they moved on to New Perithria. Nowadays Perithria is known as the Unknown Village. It's also a protected heritage site. As I ventured through this village, I felt the village life which once thrived here. I imagined how the people sat out on their doorsteps, knitting, playing board games, and chatting over strong Greek coffee. Neighbours would call out to each other, a few would lean out of windows just to join the conversation. Fires would have been crackling in the little outdoor ovens as they used to cook the family meals, whilst the children ran up and down the cobbled lanes. There was a strong sense of community here. People truly lived together with simplicity and support. And all of this is tucked away in the mountains, hidden from the pirates. After visiting the village, I jumped back on the minibus and headed high up towards the summit of Mount Pantokrator. I was surrounded by some of the most spectacular mountain scenery and sea views. As we climbed higher, I began to understand why the old villagers of Perithria chose this spot. It was perched high above sea level and tucked away from the reach of pirates. As we neared the top of Mount Pantokrator, a magnificent monastery came into view. I couldn't help but wonder if the villagers ever made the trek all the way up here to pray or simply to light a candle and feel closer towards the heavens. At the top of the mountain, I looked out. From here, I could see all the way to Albania. Their mountains rose like a painting, and the sea was shimmering below. The three Diapatama islands scattered like stepping stones in the water. It was one of those rare moments where time stood still, where the journey, the questions and restlessness all paused. The monastery itself was simple yet powerful: weathered stones, humble icons, and a bell that seemed to have rung through centuries of storms and prayers. After visiting the monastery, I jumped back on the minibus and began the winding journey back down the mountain and headed towards a hillside taverna. I arrived safely at the taverna. I ordered a Greek salad and retsina wine and just sat back to take it all in.
Cheers.
And then suddenly the sun began to dip behind the horizon, casting warm colours across the sky, oranges and deep gold. I imagined that the villagers rushed through their early evening chores to finish the farming work before the last of the sun disappeared behind the hills. Life must have moved with the rhythms of the land and the sky in Old Perithia. And finally, all good things must come to an end, so I jumped back in the minibus and headed home to Rhoda. I felt that this trip wasn't just about reaching the top of Mount Pantokrator. It was about imagining the lives of those who once lived in this mountain. Throughout the day, I carried the spirit of the villagers of Old Perithia with me. Their strength, their quiet routines, and their deep connection to this land. Watching the sunset from the taverna, I pictured them hurrying to finish their farming work before dark. Looking out at these same views and living with the rhythm of the mountain.